Alright, who wants to discuss books with me today? Feel free to come in the comments and let me know your current read. Did you just finish a book? Tell me about it. The name of the book, the author, your favorite parts, favorite quote, favorite character. Did you like the way it ended? Was it like a slow burner or is it like a quick read through? Alright, so let's see. Book you just read. Your thoughts on it. Book you're currently reading and your thoughts on it so far. And how do you think it's going to end? Right now, the book I'm reading... Oh, sorry about the burps. Sanford Hospital by Ron Ripley. I'm about halfway through. These books are... This is book... 4 of a 9-book series. I believe they're independently published just because of the layout of it. Or indie print or something like that. So far, it's alrighty. Sorry about the disruption. The internet actually sucks downstairs in my room. I may have to move upstairs. Like I was saying, I'm currently reading this one, Sanford Hospital, Ron Ripley. I'm not much of a fan of books based in hospitals. I absolutely hate hospitals. A lot of just feel claustrophobic and trapped, if that makes sense. You know, and then just having people poke and prod and I don't know. It just makes me nervous. But, I mean, it's a fairly decent book. I would give it about... I want to give it about a 3 out of 5. Just because I don't feel like he's diving into expressing the characters and the plot and storyline, whatever, as much as I feel he could have. The writing style is good. I like the writing style. It's easy to understand and follow through with. It's not choppy or all over the place. But I could feel like he could go more into the... There's a few elements he could have dived into a little more description, per se. Otherwise, if you like paranormal / supernatural ghost story vibes, that would be a good book for you to read. I'm also reading Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. That is the cover. It has one of those paper cover protector thingies, wherever they are. It is the... It's in Sally's point of view. Kind of gives you more of a idea of Sally's character from her point of view. Honestly, the way Shay Earnshaw depicts Sally is how I would think that Sally would act in the what am I trying to think of? In the situation that she is in and her reactions to the things that happen is how I would think she would act in those situations. So she did a good job creating, or showing us Sally's character and how she deals with things. I hope that makes sense. I suck at describing things. Anyways, those are the ones that I'm working on right now. My next read is this one. So that's my next read. In the comments, let me know your current read, what your next read might be. If you just finished a book, let me know what you finished. Let me know your thoughts on the characters and the plot, the storyline, things like that. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's going on here? Theory Bell. Okay, sorry. Also, do you guys keep some sort of book review journal type thing? I've got a couple different little things that I'm working on. I first started off by just writing down the books I've read. So I started this back, you can see January 2025. I decided to start writing down books that I've read, so I remember what books I've read. So far, we're at May of 2026. And as you can see, I read the first 3 books of Ron Ripley's book that I just showed you. That one is the 4th that I just showed you. So I use this little notebook to do the list. And then I also got the book review journal that I actually have right here that I'm working on. So as you can see, right now I'm just writing the title, author, genre, publication, my ratings, page count, date start, date finish, summary, and my thoughts down here. If you wanted to, I think there's a couple pages here where I actually some of them I'll write down that it's book whatever of the series. Let's see. There's another one. The publisher. You can even write who the publisher of the book is, just to kind of give you an idea of the different publishers. But I've got, all the ones that I've read so far. I did do a book review with my journal. But those I started last year when I started this. I didn't start this until, I think, probably April or May of last year. So there's that. Let's see. I told you about those 2 books I read. I am reading. You can also, there's these that I bought. The review part, the thought part, just write down, I guess, everything you can think of, the, favorite quotes, favorite characters, the publisher, just every little detail you can think of for that. Spice level for your, dark romance books. Spice level, I think, the amount of naughty that they do. I don't know if I can, I'm not sure if I can actually say the word on TikTok, so, but the amount of passion, I think is what they, mean by spice level. So you dark romance readers, I think you know what I'm talking about. The amount of smut, I guess you could say it would be. So there's that. I will probably start on this one once I'm done with my green book there. There are all sorts of different types of books you can buy. It just depends on what you want to write, how much detail or how much tracking you want to do. This one goes in a little more tracking detail. Let me see if I can move this page. But index, tracker, challenge, to read, borrowed, lent out, reviews. So it just depends on what you want to keep track of, on what book you want to buy and look at type thing. So, and then, do these count as books? I mean, they're journal books. But there's those. I do a lot of journaling too. Well, that one, not really a journal book. That's 1,000-Year-Old Vampire playthrough I'm trying to do. I'm actually running 2 characters at the same time, so I'll like roll the dice, and then whatever prompt it lands on, I kind of answer it according to how I feel my character would answer it. But there's journal books, if those count. You guys keep journals? I mean, they're books. They're just your thoughts and whatever. Let's see, what else? Alright. I don't know if I asked yet, but do you guys have a book that you've read that was, I don't know, you consider life-changing? Most of my books are just, smut books or, gothic type books, so they're not really life-changing per se. Let's see. They give you a different perspective of people and the things they are willing to go through, and that's the smut books I'm talking about. Because the smut books, your dark romance, they do a lot of play with inanimate objects. Then your threesomes, foursomes, your why choose tropes. It's like, reverse harem. It just kind of gives you a different perspective of how people react and deal with things and their kinks, I guess you could say. But I really wouldn't say, those books are life-changing. I think the one that really kind of put reality into perspective would be the book A Child Called It. I can't think of the author. That book I actually read in 6th grade for let's see, maybe. Give me a second to try and let's see. Maybe. Dave Peltzer. I'm pretty sure the book was called A Child Called It. It's a memoir about his childhood. It kind of gave me a reality check of like how cruel the world can be. That it's not all like rainbows and butterflies, that horrible things do happen. Have you guys read that book, A Child Called It, or any of the other books that Dave Peltzer wrote? I think that's the only book I actually read by him. And I read that in 6th grade. I think I was like 12 or 13 at that time. No, say 6th grade. I would have been 11 or 12 that I read that book. And yeah, it kind of gives you a wake-up call that, really, really bad people out there that do really, really bad things, you know. But I think that's the only one that I actually read that actually puts things into more a perspective that, things like that don't just happen in books, it happens in real life. So, growing up, I also liked reading books based around animals. Let's see, Black Stallion by Walter Farley. I love the Black Stallion books. So those based around a horse. But yeah, Warriors is another cute book. That's like a book for your 5th, 6th graders. But I find myself occasionally going and reading those books just because I like books based around animals like that. Homeward Bound, I think that was more of a movie. I don't think that was an actual book. But you get the idea though. I like, things based around animals, books, movies, whatever. What about you guys? What's your favorite type of book? Comment your favorite genre, author. Do you have any indie authors you like? I'm kind of looking to broaden my home library. Add more authors from other countries outside of the U.S. I live in the United States, so any authors outside of the United States, I am willing to read and see how, their writing style is and, if I like it or not. So, there's that.
Discovered my rock.
How is your guys' Sunday? Happy Mother's Day to all the mommies out there. I didn't get into dark romance until last year. Technically, my first, I think you would consider it dark romance, was Hooked. I think it was Emily McIntyre that wrote it. But what really got me into dark romance was Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. And I think I read most of her books. I think there's 4 books I didn't read from her. 2 of them are the ones that are coming out this month. Well, one's already out. The other one's supposed to be coming out soon within the next week or 2. And then there's 2 others that were published a few years ago that I didn't realize she had, but I'm going to purchase those 2 soon so that I can read those. Because I really love H.D. Carlton's writing style. And the way she creates her characters. Yeah, so there's that. For those of you who read dark romance, do you have a favorite author? Besides H.D. Carlton, I would say I like Harley LaRoe. She has a pretty good writing. Hold on, let me back up. Harley LaRoe goes by they. They have. I'm pretty sure Harley LaRoe goes by they. Harley has a pretty good writing style, and I love her books. There's the Souls trilogy that Harley wrote. That's pretty amazing. I love it. I don't think there's a certain book you have to read first. I don't think. I could be wrong though. But those are good books. Yeah. Alright, let's see. Alright, so there's a sorry. Okay, so while we're doing this live, for those who are currently reading or getting ready to read or just finished a book or whatever, I'm going to ask you a few questions and you can ponder them, write them down in your book review journal, or you can write them in the comments if you want. So, think of these questions as you read your book or whatever. It says, what was your overall impression of the book and would you recommend it to others? Okay. Recommend me a book you just read that you liked. I mean, well, it doesn't have to be one you just read. Did you read a book 5 years ago that still stuck with you and you're like, this is like the coolest book ever, I gotta share it? Give me the title and the author and I will look it up and I will let you know what my thoughts on that. What 3 words would you use to describe this book? So, the book you're reading, what 3 books describe the book? What 3 words? Okay, so let's see. The books I'm reading. The one Sally. Let's see. Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. 3 books to describe that. Haunting. Gothic. And beautiful. That's the 3 words for that book. So, how long did it take you to invest in the book? For me, I was drawn in from the first page with the Pumpkin Queen book. I was drawn in just from the first page there. She really captured your attention. Did your book change your opinion about anything, or did you learn something new? Well, I did get to learn, Sally a little better, kind of. I learned more about her personality and, how she handled situations and, how much she really did love, or does love, Jack Skellington. What was the most challenging or difficult part of the book for you to read or understand? I really don't think that, well, so far, I'm only halfway through the book. So far, I don't feel like there's much of a challenge or difficult part of the book. So, yeah. There's those on that. So, feel free to answer those questions on the book that you're reading. I'd love to hear about the books that you read. So, please discuss your books. Give me your favorite indie author. Do you have a favorite book genre? Just talk books with me, guys. I really love to hear about the different books out there, the different authors. Maybe I'll find me a new favorite author. Oh my god. Dogs! Shush! Stop barking at the damn leaf. So books. Back to books. Let's see, I told you my favorite author, H.D. Carlton, Harley LaRoe. My favorite smut book authors. I also do like, James Rollins. He's pretty good. He's pretty good.